Hello, everyone. My name is Danilo. I'm a host of today's Demo Pitch. I remind you that Demo Pitch is a trial pitch dedicated to make sure you're 100% ready to present your project in front of VC funds. Let me introduce you to LATOKEN Investment Committee representatives, Maxim Uslamin and Jory Kloya, who will provide you with the practical feedback, highlighting the crucial points investors pay attention to. Let me pay your attention to two key aspects of a trial pitch session: timing and structure. Timing: you have 5 minutes for a pitch. Structure consists of 11 parts: company, purpose, problem, solution, why no, market size, competition, product, business model, team, and financials. So let me give a word to the first project today, Jan Barbaru.
Hi, everyone.
Please share your pitch deck with us.
All right, so I'm going to start.
Yes, please start. Please share your pitch deck.
You guys see the screen?
Yes.
All right, let's go. So hi, everyone from Brooklyn. We fly on. Our business model is to sell flying pineapples to millennials. Just kidding. We are a travel and insurtech startup. So let me ask you a quick question first. How many of you guys travel to Puerto Rico? It's a beautiful island, isn't it? Well, this is me on the left after 2 weeks at the beach. This is me on the right after hours at the airport because flight delays. And I'm sure that everyone can relate to that story. Next thing I know, I'm going to be battling for months to get my insurance claim approved and paid, which is obviously very horrible. And not only the insurance players are providing a mediocre process, but they're also missing out on huge revenue opportunities because of non-returning customers. So how do we come in? FlyOn simplifies the customer journey. First, we bring great insight about flight disruption. Second, we make it so simple because we automate the claims that the only thing left for the travelers is to essentially sit back and relax. Finally, we process payments in minutes, not months. So how do we do it? Well, we have a unique team. We have a combined total of 3,000 years of experience. Just kidding, it's more like 130 years. We also decentralized, which is, ironically, in the age of COVID, a benefit. And our business disruption hasn't been, our business operation hasn't been disrupted so far. We also have great and solid footprints in a variety of industries. So what's the secret sauce number one? Blockchain. Our smart contracts are autonomous policy that detect flights and activate automatically. Second, our auto settlement system get rid of the overhead and pays in minutes. And finally, we introduced the concept of decentralized insurance, which is quite frankly the future of our business. Secret sauce number two, we predict delays. And that's done by a machine learning algorithm that does three things. First, we forecast great information for the users in order to be informed about flight delays. Second, our calculation engine is optimizing pricing and also reducing cost of admin. Lastly, FlyOn is an effective risk management tool that provides a great way to preserve capitals for ourselves and for our investors. So what do we think we have a path to success? FlyOn has a big vision for the product, and we view that journey as a walk to the sun. And while it's very ambitious, it's also very exciting. And we're starting off by creating a category of micro-insurance and micro-payments, which are easy to use. Midterm, the modularity of the platform is going to help us deploy to other verticals, such as foreign cars or IoT industrial cases. Finally, we want to reach out to the uninsured and provide affordable policies globally. So speaking of our clientele, what is the go-to-market strategies? We're starting off with a retail niche market, and we brand ourselves as number one startup, number one travel insurance for startups. In terms of our B2B, we approach small, medium enterprises and offer a 45-minute delay protection, which is ideal for connecting flyers and frequent travelers. Finally, our B2B2C segment is handled by partnering with travel ops and agencies. So what's the competition? We identified two risk assumptions: simplicity and vision, And we believe that Fly-On check all the boxes. On the other side, the underdogs and the dinosaurs of traditional insurance are not meeting those objectives. So let's spend a minute to reflect on our achievements. Our beta product is ready to be tested and invite everyone to check online. It's both aesthetic and simple to use. Second, we get a great news to announce that we are part of the summer cohort of Accelerate VI program. Great news. And finally, just a quick reminder that we have great footprint and connection with the blockchain community, and we had a blast at the Sandcastle context back in September. So we need money in 2020. Our target raise is anywhere between $500,000 and $750,000. And that should help us survive for 18 months. Most of the money is going to go for technology and small buckets for capital raise, for marketing, legal, and advisory. Thanks, everyone. I'm open for questions, and don't forget to check us online and social media.
Thank you, Jan. So let me pass the word to Maxim first.
Yeah.
Please.
Can I ask you a question? How many times did you rehearse before coming to the demo?
About 20 times.
Okay, well, it's definitely a relief for us to see, because I mean, the timing was amazing. The structure also is just everything that Danila mentioned earlier. It flows really well. It's really graphic. You show all the key aspects of your project, the team, the product, you know, the problem, the solution beforehand. You also show the slide that I love the most. It's the one where you compare yourself to, you know, your competitors, let's say, and yeah, exactly, that one. That one is, I honestly encourage everyone to have a slide like this. I really actually cannot find anything to improve. I think you're ready. I think this is, you know, VC proof. And yeah, if there is someone who is operating and looking to invest in the space, they will definitely have great 5 minutes. So I don't know, Jory, if you want to add anything, but this is probably the best put together.
Yeah, it was right on point.
That we have here.
It was right on point. I guess, yeah, I mean, exactly what Maxine said. The only thing, did you mention the team at all? Like, how many guys you got on your team?
Yeah, that was the beginning.
Yeah, okay, got you. All right, yeah, that's it, man. I really have you shut me up. You got my attention too.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
yeah, good job.
Usually
man.
we try and criticize as much as we can, you know, at least to say something.
No, it's good. Really, yeah, it's even just, I wish I could help you out, but you don't need help. You know?
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Graphics, everything was great. And basically when I saw it, I just like how you had the colors, right? They're lighter colors. So it got my attention the whole time. Not only just the part with competitors, I think the other part with the kind of going around the world where it's working. You were talking about the API with not even just the cache, but the times, delays, so things like that. So it was good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think the fourth, I don't know. You got a lot of slides going on. Yeah, it was good.
Thank you, Jan.
Yeah, you got us a little bit speechless. We don't know what to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good.
Okay.
Cool. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, Leo, can you please share your pitch deck with us?
Sure, that's what I'm going to do. So, as you can imagine, I'm going to walk you through the vast field of energy storage today. Within the next 5 minutes, you will hear and learn a lot about energy and energy storage. I hope you had a good breakfast or dinner or wherever you are in the world. I'm going to introduce you to the world's most efficient, scalable energy storage system. let's start with the problem that comes with the increasing usage of renewable energy. Renewable energy is intermittent, so you can produce with PV solar during the day because there is sun, and you can use wind when there's wind. But what do you do when there is night, or what do you do when there is no wind? So large-scale energy storage until today is mainly based on classic lithium-ion battery storages, but those are, as you know from your mobile phone or any electric car today, not really efficient, and they are very resource intensive, speaking of rare soil and so on. Large-scale energy, on the opposite, like hydro pump storage, are very location dependent. So you need a river, you need mountains to store it, and so on. And another possibility is to store energy based on hydrogen, but these are very explosive and expensive and not yet really feasible. Our solution is an efficient large-scale energy storage system, or the best solution for that sort of problem would be an efficient large-scale energy storage system. It should be location independent. At the best, it should be mobile. It makes sense to have a scalable solution for the smaller storage system as well as for the larger needs. It should not cost all too much and have a long lifetime. And of course, the less maintenance you need, the better it is during the usage. The market for a system like that is tremendous. As you see from Bloomberg, for example, they are predicting a 60 billion market all over the world within the next 20 years until 2040. And these are not the only ones. Lux, for example, predicts a total market size at 2035 of $500 billion, demanding more than 3 gigawatt hours of storage. So we came up with a product designed by a German physicist. It's an AKS, it's an adiabatic compressed air energy storage system. It provides short and long-term energy storage. It can charge and discharge it simultaneously. It is able to shave short-term load peaks. That's a large issue with renewable energies. We provide ramp rate control. We can regulate the grid frequency, stabilize the grid. It's for small and large scale usage possible, and we can provide backup power. This is a thing where you, until today, needed diesel generators or something underneath a hospital or on any crucial infrastructure point. How does it work actually? What did we come up with? So basically, we the wind or the PV solar produces power. We use that power or the excess power to drive a compressor, and this compressor compresses air. Our unique selling proposition is, and this is patented also, is to run it through a heat accumulator. It's a three-step thing. So we store the compressed air separated from a heat, and this will increase the efficiency during the energy output cycle. The compressed air runs through the heat accumulator, expands, drives the turbine, and goes to the grid or to any place where it is being needed. Is this really working? Actually, yes, it is, because we have already built a prototype. Our prototype is in a mobile 26-feet truck container. And as you can see on the right side, it is a first prototype. It is a trade fair in Fraunhofer, and we did a due diligence from the Fraunhofer Institute that is certifying the efficiency of our system. How does our business model look? Well, it's a two-pillar business model. On the one hand side, we're aiming to produce and sell a serial product, the mobile container that you saw before, for worldwide deployment. And on the other hand side, our storage system is very much scalable. So we will come up with conceptual designing and implemented individual plans on the needs of a certain area. The market adoption will start in the ASEAN area because we are already in contact with many potential clients there in cooperation with the United Nations organization. Then we are about to head to the Americas, and on the third step, Europe. Why is Europe so late? Because in Europe, we have vast amount of renewable energy, but we have very strict laws that prohibit on making arbitrage deals. And basically, what we would use is the excess energy that is not being implemented to the grid, and therefore it's an arbitrage deal which is not allowed in Europe. The growth metrics based on our business model that I'm happy to share with anyone who's really interested are tremendous. We have a 10-year scaled system that we are happy to share with anyone who's interested. Of course, there's competition. Energy storage is not a new theme, but when you look at the different possibilities like mechanical storage, thermal storage, chemical storage, electrochemical storage, we come up with the most viable system as we can walk you through here. We consist of 5 off-shelf industrial components, so we don't have to build something new. We can use existing reliable components. Our system is very durable. Speaking of 50 years plus, we have more than 100,000 charging cycles possible. We provide deep cycles. We are absolutely scalable in terms of capacity and energy output. We're decentralized, possible to use, so you can put it really anywhere. And we have a proven concept. We have a working prototype. So it's far more than any hitherto existing compressed air energy storage, and we have patented it for the most relevant markets. The EBIT forecast I shared with you before, so why are we really presenting here in terms of financial needs? We are planning project-wise to implement security token offerings, and to come to that point, we are raising the amount of $11 million, in that case, as a early stage capital. So if you want like to see who's the team behind all of that, we have our professor, our Dr. Dan Kessler, me is on the lower left. We have an engineer on the upper right and a very experienced renewable energy partner with Marcel on the lower left. This is the core team. Of course, we have a larger staff concerning the specific areas. Thanks a lot for your interest. I'm happy to answer any questions that might and will occur, because this is a really complex theme, and I'm happy to share our knowledge.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation, Leo. It was very comprehensive with a lot of technical details. So let me give a word to Jory, I believe. Jory, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, again, it's like you said, it's very technical. So you have a lot going on there. You got me interested. My main thing was, I know the prototype was €1 million. How many of these do you need in one like spot? How much money will be generated? This seems like not only technical, but very, very expensive too, in my eyes. Like this is you're gonna need probably a huge investment, but it seems like a great idea. The slides just needed, I feel like the text just needed to be a little less. There was a lot going on, but you were answering questions when I was going along. I was like, all right, how much are they? What countries? But every time I was asking that, the next slide, you answered that for me. I feel like it was a little long, so maybe shorten it. But other than that, I liked it. Maxine?
Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Jory. What can I add? Well, basically, yeah, obviously the timing in this kind of format is paramount. It has to be 5 minutes. It was
how long was it?
It was a bit longer than 7.5 minutes.
Okay.
And I totally understand that this is not even 1% of the things that you have to say and explain about this technology, but that's the difficulty in a sense, because well, in this kind of format, I would say actually, although all the technicalities are really interesting, to actually avoid spending too much time explaining, because
Right.
you know, it's a touch and go kind of format, and you know, we will obviously have time to answer everybody's question and send the whole business model if you want to do that. But within the 5 minutes, I don't think there's too much time for the details, unfortunately, which is a shame. But that's the way
Yeah, well,
to do it.
that's the format. That's no problem. It has to be 5 minutes, so I'm gonna.
I have a
no problem.
I have a quick thing. Maybe like Maxine was saying, maybe make it shorter, and then obviously if you grab people who are, because people who
Right.
see this, if they're going to be, and if they like it, they're going to ask you for more information.
Exactly.
Then
It's more
throw
to-
them all. Yeah.
to
Then
give a
throw all
glimpse
that at them. Yeah. Like lure them in, and then
Yeah,
send them
right.
everything.
Right.
You know. So I agree with Maxine on that.
Yeah, if you get their curiosity, I mean, you can talk for days with these people. So absolutely, I would keep the technical stuff to the minimum. It's great that you show the prototypes, so the people, even people who don't understand anything about technology, they literally see the pictures and they are convinced that it's something tangible and that something that you're already doing. So
Right.
that's very important. Some of the slides were a little bit too crowded, especially the competitive advantage slide. That was
it's too much, and yeah, right.
Yeah, and the first few slides, just if I have to be a complete pain in the back, I would say make it more colorful. You had nice icons. Make it, I guess, add some more color to them, because the icons were black and the text was black. I mean, in this kind of
I hear you. Yeah, that's fine. That's
a bit of aesthetics counts as well. It goes a long way. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, also great presentation, and I totally understand your pain of having to limit yourself in the explanation. But yeah.
I'm gonna squeeze it to 5 minutes on the point.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for your valuable feedback. Definitely.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you. So let me pass the floor to Stephen Thomas, representing Midley Project today. Stephen, are with us?
Привет. How are you guys? Glad to meet you all.
We're doing great. Glad to see you. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready. So,
Yes, good luck.
Midley, what's Midley all about? We're going to change the way you shop, you sell, and you socialize. So that's a very interesting project that you're working on. So I want to just tell you a small story. Back in 2018, I was an Airbnb host, and there's a guy called Mohammed who came to my place to stay. And he was looking out for a new place because he's moving from Saudi Arabia. So one fine day, he told me, you know what? I found a very good reference from my friend, and I'm going to buy all the furnitures from the shop. I said, really? You want to do that? Yes. Why? Because my friend recommended. So then we thought, okay, this recommendation goes a long way, and everyone has got a circle of influence, no matter how small or big. Like it has happened to you, maybe some of your friends ask you, hey, I want to buy this gadget. Where do you think I could buy this from? You say, hey, check out that store in that mall or this shop, and your friend goes and buys it. But in today's world, we do not know how to track that sale, which has happened through a referral. Maybe that's a reference, right? So we thought, okay, let us go and see if the market is up for it. So in the age of influence, that's what we're trying to say. In the age of influence, we are trying to make a marketplace with a cross of Instagram and Amazon. That's how we rate it. And where we create a community of buyers and sellers. Because currently we believe there are no options to buy and search and something from local store or brand and get it at the same time. Like if you want something from a local store, you want it in the next 3 hours. If it's not food, it will be hard for you to get it. And there are no platforms for sellers or influencers, basically. So influencers have mushroomed after Instagram, but there are no platforms where a person could be influencer, right? And build a two-way digital engagement. And the third problem is for the sellers, like for the small sellers, we also spoke to them to build internet thing, IT and all. That's not their forte. They're there to sell products, not focus on how IT works, how to manage servers. And that will, of course, increase their cost. And even if they build it, how would they deliver it? So a lot of challenges that we think there are. So solution, like we said, we developed a web and mobile platform where people can search for products, stores list, check out what's in store. Also, be visible from the seller's point, show what's in store. You could like a product, you could comment on a product, you could share, you could chat with someone. And anyone can become an influencer. Like I said, you buy a product, you share it with people, and someone buys it, you get rewarded. Wow, that's awesome. And also, what these professional influencers can do, or local influencers can do, can also promote the product for a seller. So that's all the more better. So it's kind of a win-win situation for all the stakeholders involved in this project. So what we believe in, like the quote says, the new retail mantra is not about selling products. That's only 80% of the task. The moment you create memories, you create stories. When this product creates memory stories, that's when people are aware of this product. That's what social media is doing. That's what trust is doing. Instagram drives more sales. Why? You trust that person and you see the product in a more natural manner than a model. So business model, like I said, awareness, interest in interact, connect and communicate leads to a purchase. And when you share it, this purchase generates awareness for other users. Is there a market for a product? Huge market, 253.2 billion. Served available market is 45.2 billion. And the local market where you want to start in a small place is 2.2 billion. Market facts. Market facts. Why this market? Because the population is 54 million, 40% of which is millennials, which is our target segment. Internet penetration 67.2%. Mobile subscribers highest, almost highest in the world. Smartphone adoption rate, one of the highest in the world. Time spent daily on internet and social media is 7 hours and 40 minutes. That's a huge time these people spend because of the culture and whatever you say it. And social media penetration, 99%, great. And these people have a high purchasing power parity, $400. $400 is the average spend on clothes online in this part of the region. And 60% of millennials buy it online. Similarly for electronics, 55%. So how do we make money? We charge sellers a 10% commission and a subscription fee, a small subscription fee, depending on the seller type. We have 3 tiers: small time, medium enterprise, large enterprises. So we expect 100,000 orders in the next 3 years' time. That gives us average order value. We consider it very safe, $100, not even 200, which is the world average order value. That gives us 10 million number of sellers. Say if we acquire 10,000 sellers, that gives us 2 million, and future potential, which we expect a large user base, high quality user content, and post. So we've mixed Instagram and Amazon, like we say. So we have a social e-commerce. So the post monetization would give us the money. And what do the experts say about this market? So the e-commerce market estimated to reach 28.5 billion by 2022. That's a CAGR of 28%. And currently, the e-commerce share of retail in the GCC, which is these 6 countries, was only 3%. Only 3% as compared to the world average of 15%. So is there a market? Yes, definitely there is a market. How do we fare as compared to the competition? We are a local e-commerce platform for retailers, private labels, and influencers. We also have a promotion channel. We plan to go omni-channel after we launch. Once we acquire funds, we have a built-in loyalty program, which is pretty interesting for small and medium enterprises. They can afford it with no extra cost. And we have social features: comment, share, like, chat, and see what your friends are buying. So this is our product. Discover. You can see items, posts, stores, lists, follow and explore, and shop the product. I can show you the product. Just a second. It's 5 minutes, I know, but I can't do that. I don't know, does not share the Google Chrome from this. I don't know why. But I'll come back to the presentation and I will take it later. Okay. Too bad. So we forecast a cash positive in the fourth year of operations at an IRR of 30%. This is our forecast. And the team, Stephen, Rose, Hussein, and Manoj, they are team members. They are not founder or co-founders. And what we're looking at, like we said, 99,000 to complete the product. We need 1.4 million. Like we're trying to raise 1.4 million for what? For marketing, for operating, UI, UX, restructure, upgrade, seller portal, expansion to other countries. And we have a great exit IRR forecast of 30% with exit multiples of 25 to 30x. We have proof for that. And that's how we say, why invest in Midlane? Because it does meet a customer need. It's pretty innovative. It offers long-term profitability, and the timing is absolutely correct. That's what we feel. Over to you, judges.
Thank you, Stephen, Thomas. Thank you a lot. I believe that we have at least 2 very famous apps in Russia so far. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. This is Delivery Club and Yandex. If you're interested for your kind of, so that you have a full picture of all potential competitors of yours, I can send you the name of these companies, because that when I was listening to your presentation, it reminded me about these 2 companies. They are really, really big in Russia. Okay, so let me give a word to our investment committee. Jory, can you please give a feedback? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So basically, I used to sell on eBay a lot too. So I'm going to start off with the slides and what's going on. I like the slides. It was good. The only thing is that you had a lot of links in the bottom. You had a lot of clutter going on. Clear that up. You know, you had like links. You had a lot of wording in the corners, and that distracted me. Other than that, the wording was good. The text, like that one right there we were at, that has a little much. See in the bottom of the picture, like maybe get rid of that stuff, because I don't have time to listen to you and read all this little stuff. So maybe get rid of all that. And then, but the images is good. The coloring is good. It's got my attention. The regular text are good. This part was really good. The solution. You kept going back and forth, maybe organize. Obviously you noticed that too. Organize it a little better, so you're not doing that. Just have it all prepared, because that kind of gets me off guard as well. Also, basically I used to sell on eBay. What are like the fees for sellers and things like that? Are there any monthly basically registrations or anything like that? I know Amazon only charges 15%, but does that like every 2 weeks. And then you get paid every 2 weeks. Do you take PayPal? Maybe you might have mentioned that, like what payment companies can I use? Crypto, obviously, things like that. And then I think the timing was a little long, but yeah, that's it on my end.
Thank you for this valuable feedback.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be honest as much as possible.
Honest feedback, because if I don't reach out to people, I will not know what I'm presenting.
Yeah.
Would I be able to improve myself?
But I think I've definitely heard of you before. I might have even contacted you once. But yeah, other than that, it's the app looks pretty good. So yeah, that's it. And I think Maxine lost connection, right?
Yes, Maxine said that he will not join the feedback session, that you covered pretty much the same points that he wanted to mention.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it from my end. Good luck, Stephen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
Good
your
luck
time.
to all participants today. So Stephen was the last project pitching today. So to all projects, personally, I would like to encourage you to take this feedback into account. So our LATOKEN Investment Committee constantly communicates with hundreds of projects on a weekly basis, and continuing feedback from investors, what they're looking for, what they pay attention to. So if you want to increase your fundraising targets, hit your fundraising targets, I encourage you to take this feedback into account to improve your presentation and make sure that you're ready to pitch in front of VC funds.
So definitely, that definitely helps. Yes, that definitely helps. Of course.
In regards to the next steps, the ones of you who've been selected for pitching in front of VC funds will be informed by listing team.
Thank you.
With the following steps. So thank you everybody for joining today's calls. I wish you a very good day.
Thank you,
guys. Have a good one. Good luck.
Thank you all. Thank you for the feedback. Much appreciated.
very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. Take care. Be safe.
You too. Bye-bye.